postal workers walk out.
It just adds a lot of labor to the way we have to do business.
How local companies are changing the way they do business. Protesting for teachers.
And it's the right of every student, every child in the province to have a high-quality public education.
As teachers vote on a contract deal. And art on two wheels.
I just have a map from the pathway and try to go as far as I can.
The newcomer to Calgary and his unusual creative outlet.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. Canadians are without mail delivery for a second day as a Canada Post strike continues. Stephanie Thomas joins us from the picket line. Stephanie, what's the impact you're hearing about from small businesses?
Well, Ian, they say they support the affected workers, but they want the strike to end quickly, and they want the service to improve. Now, at Kent of Inglewood, they had packages collected earlier Thursday before the strike was called, but those items are now in limbo. Staff describe the situation as a scramble, and it cuts into their profits. Here in Calgary, there are about 2,500 Canadian Union of Postal Workers members affected by job action. Now, the strike was called in response to drastic cuts announced by Ottawa to reduce mail delivery frequency and to phase out door-to-door delivery and to move to community boxes. Ottawa says Canada Post has been in the black by billions of dollars in recent years, but small businesses hope that this strike doesn't stretch into the holiday season.
It just adds a lot of labor to the way we have to do business. We have to constantly pivoting, trying to figure out who to go with, how to get packages to customers, how to communicate that effectively. And look, with everything happening right now with the United States and this, it's just a lot to bear.
As well, Ian, as you can imagine, this strike also affects the upcoming elections that are going to be held later next month throughout Alberta. And so we have some information from Elections Calgary. It says that the voter information card was mailed out to lots of addresses earlier this week, but of course there's many others that have not yet arrived at their destination. But Elections Calgary says that information can be found online about where to vote. Now, as for mail-in ballots, now those will be couriered to people by request, but to return their vote card will be at the cost of the voter. Ian.
Stephanie, thanks very much. Dozens of protesters voiced their displeasure with the provincial government in front of the Education Minister's office this afternoon. Tim Brooke joins us with details. And Tim, the protest comes at an interesting time.
Well, that's right, Ian. We're just hours away now from Alberta teachers being able to vote on that tentative agreement reached between their union and the province. But today, a lot of the concerns that we had, a lot of the dissatisfaction that we heard from these teachers stretch far beyond any of those negotiations. Now, these protests that happened today highlighted concerns around what those here say is underfunding, overcrowding, and deteriorating working and learning conditions in Alberta schools. They claim the system is in crisis because of government neglect. We spoke with educators today who aren't confident in the province and also not confident this tentative agreement will be approved.
This issue affects all of us. We're not saying that we're here for any one party or another. We're a non-partisan organization, but I think that public education is a public service, and it's the right of every student, every child in the province to have a high-quality public education. You know, the math isn't that difficult. When you don't fund schools and you don't fund education, you're not going to have the kind of quality that, you know, all students deserve.
We will learn how teachers voted on that tentative agreement on Monday around this time. Remember, they have said that they are very committed to striking on October 6th if a deal cannot be reached. And Ian, for its part, the Education Ministry sent us a statement late this afternoon pointing out some of the investments that it's made in school construction and renovation, saying that's proof of its dedication to Alberta's system.
Tim, thanks for the update. RCMP in Sundre have a suspect in custody after a shelter-in-place order was issued at 8:30 this morning. Police say there was a report of a man with a gun wandering around the community. Schools went on lockdown and school buses did not operate. Residents were told to stay in their homes and not to open doors for anyone. An hour later, Mounties lifted the order after taking a person into custody. The Alberta Court of Appeal has dismissed the appeal by a Calgary man who stabbed 5 people to death in 2014. Matthew DeGrood was found not criminally responsible after 5 young people were killed at a house party in the northwest neighborhood of Brentwood. He was appealing a ruling by the Alberta Review Board in 2024, saying he would pose a significant threat to the safety of the public. The appeals court agreed and cited DeGrood's dependence on olanzapine, a drug used to treat schizophrenia. DeGrood's annual review will come up again in November. Calgary police need help finding a suspect after a soccer player was assaulted in Forest Lawn. Back on August 9th, the victim was playing soccer on a field along 8th Avenue Southeast near Jack James High School. At the end of the game, he was assaulted from behind and fell to the ground unconscious. He was taken to hospital with facial injuries. Police have released photos of a man described as between 25 and 35 years old with a heavy build and dreadlocks. Police say the victim did not know his assailant and they had no prior interactions. Call police or Crime Stoppers if you have any tips. It's been nearly a week since anyone has seen Darius McDougall. Despite no signs of the 6-year-old boy, the search for him will continue this weekend. There are now 120 people, search and rescue members, RCMP and conservation officers involved in the search for Darius south of the Crow's Nest Pass. They're looking on foot and with dogs on the ground, as well as with drones that are playing the boy's favorite song. The little boy has autism, which has affected search efforts like avoiding loud noises. Search and rescue crews on horseback have been brought in.
We've asked for all available resources across both British Columbia, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. The nature of STAR volunteers, we anticipate seeing more volunteers available as we go into the weekend and expect to see those numbers bolstered.
The search has encompassed 7 square kilometers so far, but no evidence has been uncovered, including clothing, footprints, or blood. A Calgary mom is raising awareness about RSV after her baby was hospitalized. Katrina Bellevance's daughter was 7 weeks old when she was struggling to breathe and was diagnosed with RSV and put on oxygen for 4 days. Back then, treatments to protect babies against RSV were not available in Canada, but they are now. A vaccine can be offered to mothers late in pregnancy to protect newborns, and an antibody can be given to infants. RSV is the leading cause of infant hospitalizations in Canada. Bellevance hopes her story might help some families avoid that.
Having holiday babies, that's a huge risk in gatherings, and people show up thinking that, they just have the sniffles, but what's the sniffles to an adult could be a hospitalization for a young infant.
5 provinces and 1 territory offer RSV immunizations to all infants for free. Alberta currently only offers it to high-risk infants. All right, Danielle, the weekend's here, right? I bet in my neighborhood a lot of barbecues are already lit up.
Yep, I'm sure we can smell it when we go outside here. Good idea, I would say. I would do that too if I wasn't here. What we're looking at for the weekend is similar tomorrow, just a little less bright. Look at all that sunshine we're getting right now. 18 degrees. It's a lovely day. It is a little on the windy side, though. A little windier than yesterday, a little cooler than yesterday. Gusts around 54 kilometers per hour was registering at the airport at the moment. Your 24-hour forecast brought to you by 5th Avenue Volkswagen, where you can win your ride. See dealer for details or visit 5th Ave. Okay, it's Friday, as we talked about, so I can't speak anymore. 5th avvw.com to win your ride. Okay, anyway, your forecast. Little gusty for the next couple of hours, and then late day tomorrow, the gusts will pick up again. You're looking at a high of 21 for tomorrow. More details coming up, Ian.
Thank you, Danielle. There's a renewed focus on Canada's massive Arctic coastline. Next, the local conference that's exploring a more robust role for the Royal Canadian Navy. And the project at the University of Calgary that will fine-tune how medical data is gathered. Canada faces a more complex and dangerous security landscape than at any time since the end of the Second World War. The conference in Calgary suggests strengthening our Navy is a good first step to keep ahead of those threats. Conference delegates say during the Cold War, the enemies were clear, but new technologies open Canada up to threats from non-state actors and infrastructure sabotage. Canada is building submarines and destroyers and encouraging Canadians to enlist in the Navy, but it's operating in a state of catch-up. The current political climate is also forcing us to rely on ourselves.
Traditionally, we've been able to say, okay, we have to work with the Americans in terms of the aerospace, and that's the NORAD alliance. We have to be able to work with our NATO allies, and that's dealing with the northern approaches. The problem is we got to rethink, because the Americans are making it very clear that the traditional way of operating is no longer acceptable.
Delegates agree Prime Minister Mark Carney's nation-building policy is helpful to strengthen maritime security, but hope he has the political will to follow through. An inspiring story about a well-known member of Canmore's mountain biking, trail building, and accessibility community is coming to the big screen with its Alberta premiere this weekend.
We were enjoying outdoor recreation. Life was pretty normal. Within seconds, my life changed.
Trailblazing, the Matt Hadley story shares the once nationally ranked athlete's journey of survival and recovery after a devastating accident left him an amputee in 2019. Hadley and his wife were hiking in Utah when his right leg was struck by a basketball-sized boulder that dislodged from a 200-meter high cliff. Now he's an adaptive athlete and designs accessible and safe trails.
People can overcome most anything in their life and persevere, and there's usually a way to, through friends and family or community or through technology now, to get back out there and enjoy life and enjoy the outdoors.
The documentary was created by an Alberta-based team and will screen at the Edmonton International Film Festival on Sunday. He was just talking about enjoying the outdoors. Pretty good weekend to do it. You might need a hoodie though, right?
Yes. Tomorrow will be warmer. Sunday will be cooler than what we've had today. And today, even though it's a little on the chillier side, still above normal. And it's beautiful. Check out this live look at our sky. Mainly sunny skies, a couple clouds way off in the distance. It's been a really beautiful day, but it is a little windy now. 18 degrees is the temperature in the city. Much warmer in through Brooks, Lethbridge, and Milk River, although these spots were at 30 degrees at this time yesterday. So it's cooler overall in comparison to yesterday. Yesterday at this time, Calgary was at 24, which is somewhat closer to where we'll be tomorrow. Again, it's fall. We're going with these ups and downs here in the teens and the 20s. In the teens, in the 20s. Tomorrow's in the 20s. All right, we have the wind, though. Gusting closer to 60, Medicine Hat, Lethbridge. When we look at these maximum gusts, Calgary as well. This will die down to about 40 in these areas for tomorrow. And Pincher Creek, check that out. A recent gust registered at 87 kilometers per hour. You're looking closer to 60 kilometers per hour for tomorrow. So windy tomorrow, but less windy. All right, here's that system approaching, but the mountains are going to keep that moisture off to the west. The clouds will seep in though. So we're looking at cloud cover, especially in the morning hours tomorrow. Mainly cloudy with some sunny breaks, as you can see here. This is a look at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then it should break apart later in the day. So there will be a little more sunshine for the afternoon hours tomorrow, and that will help get us into the 20s. Okay, and then when we fast forward this into Sunday, a good amount of sunshine, but still some cloudy periods at times. A different wind direction out of the north, so chillier wind, which is why temperatures will not climb quite as high. 15 is what's normal for this time of year, so we're still above normal for the entire weekend. 18 for Saturday, 16 for Sunday. Monday, we're looking at a high of 24. That will be the warmest day of the next 5, as you can see. Rain starting Monday night, carrying into very early Tuesday morning. Tuesday, National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, a high of 17. Mainly cloudy, 30% chance of showers by then. All right, checking out that 10-day trend, just quickly to show you, next week, we're not expecting really any 20s. In fact, things will start to cool and feel more like fall next week.
The University of Calgary's Cummings School of Medicine is launching a new center that could transform the way medical data is used. The Nelson Precision Medicine and Learning Health Systems Center for Innovation, also known as the Pulse Center, will gather data from diagnostics like medical imaging and ECGs to better detect other concerns. The head of the center hopes this could help catch issues that would otherwise be missed.
So we may have a cardiovascular disease that we don't even know about. The ability to use data in this way can be used to actually uncover and discover diseases that we have far earlier, to be able to get interventions in place or new treatment strategies going earlier and more effectively, and actually help people prevent having bad outcomes in the future.
The center was partly funded through a $12 million donation by a university alumnus. HealthLink 811 is marking 25 years of providing health information.
HealthLink, Kaylee speaking. I'm a registered nurse. How can I help?
The service first launched September 19th, 2000, and since then, more than 27 million calls have gone to the service. 811 began in Edmonton with about 40 registered nurses. Now it's grown to 800 staff in Calgary and Edmonton and serves the entire province. Staff celebrated with cake and a reminder to Albertans that 811 provides professional Alberta-specific healthcare advice.
It's much more than nursing advice. They offer a lot of specialized programs. We have our virtual physician program that started in 2022, and we've helped over 70,000 Albertans.
An artificial intelligence pilot is in progress at 811. It will help workers navigate information at their disposal so they can help people faster. With tariffs and a trade war with the U.S., it's been a challenging year for Canada's economy. Still ahead, some encouraging signs of life as GDP rises again. Canada's economy is starting to bounce back. Joining me is Robert Geary, investment advisor with the Popwich-Carmeli Advisory Group. And Robert, after a tough second quarter, the economy is showing a little resiliency.
Yeah, this was a good news print here this morning, Ian. And, you know, obviously we got the first part of the year was great. We were kind of front running on tariffs. We got the second half, which was the delay in that we had front run, and now we have the what is the economy actually doing, and it's chugging along. It was doing okay. I looked kind of deeper into this and what was driving that, and that was materials and energy. So the goods, the good side of the economy on this side was the strong part that held it up. I did note that retail sales were the ones that were the lagging effect. So although the country's doing well or okay, the forward print for August initial numbers was flat. So we're seeing this kind of curtail here. So I think that the tailwinds are still here. We're going to see what actually this means for Canada. And it looks like it's stagnating.
There is one retailer that's doing very well, and that is Costco.
Costco, yeah, this is an interesting one because Canada was the highlight for their earnings report that came out this morning. And I think this is an interesting one because the stock's down 2.9% because of their total same-store sales was less than expected. But in Canada, it was up 8.3%, which was much higher than expected. So Canadians looking for that value, that's where they're finding it. There is increased competition, and that's what the stock kind of reflected here, down 2.9% today. But Canadians are saying, hey, we're going to that. We're getting those rotisserie chickens, we're getting the toilet paper, and those hot dogs.
Right, and I'm sure lots of traffic at the Costco this weekend, too. Robert, thanks very much.
Yeah, you got it. Appreciate it.
It's decision weekend for Alberta teachers. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. Teachers will vote on a tentative contract this weekend, and we will hear from a teacher trying to get her message heard, and the man who led the teachers during the last strike back in 2002. Also ahead, the latest from the Crow's Nest Pass as more resources arrive in the search for 6-year-old Darius McDougall. Ian.
Thank you, Tara. CTV Calgary has received a couple of high honors from our peers. The Radio, Television, Digital News Association has awarded CTV News at 6 with Best Newscast for the Prairie region. We've been honored for our newscast on June 6th of last year, the day the feeder main from the Bearspaw Water Treatment Plant broke. We provided extensive team coverage of the incident, and we have also won the Best Video Journalist Story Award for Kevin Green's story on the volunteer-run harvest of fresh vegetables for the Calgary Food Bank. Another pleasant fall weekend ahead. Right now in Calgary, it's sunny and 18 degrees as we look toward the Rocky Mountains. Danielle has details just ahead. So we've been up and down kind of all week, and a little bit more of up and down through the weekend, too.
Yeah, the trend continues. 20s, teens, 20s, teens. And I may have said teens for Saturday.
Yep.
But it's 20s for Saturday.
Gotcha.
In the city. I will show you that in a second. And this time is right. Okay, here's the frost advisory in place. These communities, frost likely. Again, Hannah, Youngstown, Serial, Consort, Coronation, dip into that freezing mark tonight. Yowzas. Okay, so 18 is the current temperature. This is why I'm getting confused with 18. 18 today, and fast forward, 21 tomorrow. Oh my goodness. What is wrong with these graphics today? Okay, 21 tomorrow, 16 for Sunday, some cloud cover, and then some sunny breaks. 24 though for Monday.
Thanks, Danielle. A newcomer to Calgary is finding his way around in a creative way by turning his bike rides into works of art. Alfonso Quintero is a longtime cyclist who moved here 6 months ago from Colombia. The 46-year-old began exploring the city's pathway system through the social networking app Strava. But he wanted to discover different routes that would turn his GPS-tracked rides into unique drawings. That's when he started to create incredible images, including a maple leaf, a pair of cowboy boots, and the iconic Calgary Stampeders logo. Quintero says his maps take hours to design.
I just have a map from the pathway and try to go as far as I can and go to Fish Creek or go to Glenmore, because like I say, in my home country there's not so much pathway. There's so much respect here for the biker. Just spend my day sketching, and maybe like a challenge. It was like a challenge to do some drawings.
Quintero's Strava artwork started back home in Colombia, where he created more than 50 map designs, including a dog, a rose, and even a T-Rex. Very, very cool. Well, thank you for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.